Woke up slow, windows wide, coffee's warm, light feels right. Just one text made me smile. Ain't no love, just your style. Don't need much.
Hey friends, today we are going to make two recipes. So I'm going to do a lot of cook with me videos, I guess, lately because I don't know, I'm just in a cooking mood, I guess. So we're going to go to King Soopers again. That's the closest grocery store to me. So we're going to go to King Soopers. I only have to pick up like 4 or 5 things because I have all the rest of the ingredients. We are going to make Marry Me chicken soup, and we are going to make zucchini bread today. So this is what I ended up getting at the grocery store. I literally needed the spinach, the eggs, and the walnuts, and the heavy cream. But I love these Asian sesame ginger salads, so I got this to have for lunch. And I'm gonna throw on some like peppered turkey to have some protein. And I needed some more eggs, so I figured I would just pick, I always get the good eggs. If you guys know, you know. And then I had to get this to try. Hello, focus. Pumpkin caramel, you guys, oh my God. But the macros on this are absolutely horrendous. It's 190 calories and let me see, 26 grams of carbs, probably a shit ton of sugar. Here you go, now you guys can see, but it's too small for me to read through the camera, so you guys can probably read this. Anyways, it's probably absolutely horrible for you, but pumpkin caramel, I had to try it. So I'm gonna try that for a sweet treat. And then I got some keto thins and some bagel thins because I wanted to use this for sandwiches and then use this for breakfast sandwiches. So when I'm feeling lazy for lunch and I don't wanna make a whole spiel thing. Actually, first things first, let's make the salad because we know making food hungry is so not the business. I'm gonna make this whole bag of salad up. I'm probably not gonna be able to eat it all at this sitting, but I will munch on it all throughout the day. The whole entire bag is 450 calories, so not too horrible. I mean, I think usually when you make these types of salads, most of the calories comes from the dressing. I really like the ginger salad dressing, so I mean these things are probably not that great for you, but live a little, you know what I'm saying? What are these? These are edamame, like dried edamame and some sesame seeds. I'm gonna go without those. I don't want those, but I'm gonna put every little last drop of this dressing. Oh, what? I'm so used to it being, this is a different one. Look at, this is like creamy thick. Ooh, getting it all over my floor. This is like creamy thick looking. I'm used to it not looking like that, so whatever. I'm gonna just throw it on there and hope for the best. I hope it tastes good. I'm not used to having one that looks like that. I am used to getting the Taylor Farms brand, and that one is like a thin, not opaque consistency, so hopefully this is good. I got this because it was 60 cents cheaper. I wanted to save 60 cents, so I got the store brand, private selection, Asian style sesame ginger chopped salad kit. It is what it is. Let me clean this shit up off the floor because it's gonna bug me if I don't. Okay, and the next thing I'm gonna add is this 4 peppered turkey breasts that I got from Sam's Club. I don't know why, but I have a membership to Sam's Club and to Costco. I think that's a little overkill. I don't know that we need it to both. If you're gonna pick one, pick Costco because Costco has like the best stuff there. Sam's Club, I don't know if you're team Sam's Club or team Costco, but I'm team Costco all the way because they have the best clothes, they have the best like stuff. 90% of their store is like organic now when it comes to food. So if you shop organic foods, then Costco is gonna be your jam. That's just, it is what it is. This I got like 2 weeks ago before I got sick, And this is 1.5 pounds of pepper turkey, and I'm supposed to eat this by October 7th. Is that gonna happen? Probably not. But we're gonna eat some now because we don't want it to go to waste. Well, maybe I can give some to a neighbor. I don't know. Let's take some of this out of here and maybe like 3 ounces and cut this into our salad. If you had chicken would probably be good, but I don't have chicken for this purpose, so we are going to feed ourselves and then we're going to get into cooking and making our video. I'm still figuring out if I should do like just one long vlog or if I should keep my videos segmented and like cook with me, bake with me, hang out with me, get ready with me, all that shit. So I don't know. Still kind of testing it out to see what is the preferred method of hanging out with me. And yeah, so let's get this salad all mixed up and pray to Jesus that this dressing tastes good, because it looks a little suspect, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm gonna think positive thoughts, because today I'm all about happy thoughts and good thoughts, because today is the best that I have felt in over 2 weeks. So I'm taking it as a huge win. I went on a mile walk with my dog this morning and I'm just super thankful that I feel well. And it seems like such a small thing, but when you feel like crap for so long, you don't feel like you're ever gonna get better. So yeah, I'm super thankful today, and that's where I'm at. Anyways, let's try the salad and hope that it's good. Tastes very, very different from the Taylor Farms. Yeah, the Taylor Farms dressing is more sweet. This is more savory. I actually like this. I didn't think I was going to, but I like this. So I'm gonna eat some of this, and then we're gonna get to cooking, my friends.
All right, so I'm going to get started just by mincing up the 4 cloves of garlic, and then I am going to dice up 1 medium-sized yellow onion. Now, if you guys are looking for a holiday recipe or a meal to take to like a holiday party that you have coming up, I highly suggest that you consider making this, because I shared this with 3 different neighbors and they all raved about it. And I used to make a white chicken lasagna soup, or a creamy white lasagna soup, and that was like the biggest hit until I made this soup. So this one trumps the white or the creamy white lasagna soup. So I have a video coming up of that soup. So if you are considering making one or the other, I would say make this one, because this one is going to have a lot more depth as far as flavor goes, and it's just super addicting. And it's actually easier to make than the white chicken lasagna soup.
Okay friends, I have just chopped up the onions and the garlic, and I've shredded the chicken. So now we are going to start, because you guys don't want to watch all that boring shit. So now I'm going to heat up the stock pot and we are going to get to making the Marry Me chicken soup.
Okay, so now I am going to add the sun-dried tomatoes to the tomato paste and onion and garlic mixture. We are going to cook that up just for a couple of minutes so that all of that marries together. This recipe calls for 2 cartons of chicken broth, and I believe it's a 16-ounce container of heavy cream. So this does make a lot. You are going to see that I have to switch stock pots because I thought this 4-quart Dutch oven was going to be large enough, but as you're going to see, everything when I added it, it like filled it to the brim, and then I still needed to add 3 cups of spinach, and there was no way 3 cups of spinach was going to fit. So you're going to see me switch stock pots. So just make sure when you are making this, choose something bigger than a 4-quart stock pot because I'm going to tell you right now, all of your ingredients will not fit. So now I'm just adding all of the spices to the stock pot and giving that a good mix. You're going to need 1 package of cream cheese. I decided to use the lower fat one because again, we're using heavy cream in this and I'm trying to save some fat and calories where I can. You can use the regular one if you want and you're not necessarily mindful of macros. Now we're just going to give that a good stir and we are going to give this about 20 minutes for the pasta to cook. We're going to add our cooked shredded chicken. Again, this recipe calls for rotisserie chicken, but if you are cheap like me and you don't want to spend $10.99 on a rotisserie chicken and you're not going to Costco, just go ahead and cook up some chicken breast and shred it yourself. So now I'm just adding a half of a teaspoon of red pepper flakes because I wanted to have a slight kick, but not too much because I can't do spicy food. So I believe I cut that in half per the recipe. Now you're going to see me add the 3 cups of spinach and my stock pot has changed to the larger stock pot to accommodate all of the spinach. Now, this recipe for the most part is pretty budget friendly if you're shopping at a grocery store like Walmart. I think all of the ingredients, not including the chicken, was around 20 bucks. So if you find chicken that's on sale, you could probably make this entire pot of soup for around 25 bucks. Now I just am adding about 3/4 of the bag of Parmesan cheese. You'll see that I leave just a little bit left over for the toppings.
Friends, the soup is done. Oh my goodness, it is freaking amazing. Like, you guys have to try this. The recipe that I followed will be in the description, so make sure that you check it out. It's not too complicated. It does call for rotisserie chicken. I don't know why every single recipe I've been selecting lately calls for rotisserie chicken, but rotisserie chicken was $10.99 at King Soopers, and no, I was not about to pay that. So I did the same thing I did the last time, which was boil chicken breast and shred it up myself. So I'm about to dish up a spoonful of this, even though I just ate some salad. Don't judge me, but look at how good this is. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm gonna give you a close-up of the pot. I had to change the pot because I needed to add 3 cups of spinach, and 3 cups of spinach was not fitting in that stock pot that I had because it was already like to the brim, and I wasn't chancing this delicious soup getting all over the place and wasting not one drop of it. So I'm gonna put a little bit of Parmesan cheese on this and I'm gonna enjoy it, but I'm gonna show you what it looks like. So the soup is so good. It literally has all of the best of the best, I'm telling you. It's got cream, it's got cheese, it's got chicken, it's got sun-dried tomatoes, it's got basil, it's got spinach, it's got health, but it also has not so healthy things. So, you know, sometimes you just gotta live a little. And this soup is definitely worth it. So freaking good, you guys. Please try this. Hey friends, we are going to dive into the second recipe today, which is the zucchini bread. I am going to first shred the zucchini so we can get that out of the way, and then we will get to mixing all of the ingredients and then popping it in the oven. This is a simple recipe, just like all of the others that I feel like I make. I know they seem really simple, but they're still really delicious. So here is all of the zucchini shredded up. That zucchini was giant size, so we are probably going to be doubling the recipe because the recipe that I'm following only calls for 2 small zucchinis, and as you can see, I had a beautiful ginormous zucchini, so we are going to double the recipe. I'm going to do wet ingredients, and then I'm gonna add the dry ingredients to it. I know that's kind of backwards, but things always end up working out regardless of how you do it. I know I bake a little bit weird, but it's still gonna work out. Trust me, it's fine. It's fine. Okay friends, so I have the 2 baking dishes here because I feel like I'm probably gonna need to, one of them is a little bit bigger than the other. So this is a normal size baking loaf, and then this one is slightly bigger, as you can see. Both of these are from the brand Our Place, and this is in the color Steam, which is my favorite. Everything that I have gotten from Our Place is all in the color Steam, which is like a nice neutral tan color. And yes, as many appliances and cooking and baking things that I can get in a neutral color palette, I'm gonna get it in that. I know, I'm so basic, but whatever, it's my thing. I love it. So let's get to mixing the wet ingredients. Now, the recipe calls for 3 eggs, so we're gonna have to double that, and we're gonna do 6 eggs because we're gonna, again, do the wet ingredients first. So let's pull up this recipe here, and let's get the eggs. So again, I always get the really good eggs because if you know, you know. They are very expensive, but they were on sale today. So instead of like $8 for the carton, it was $6. So that's why I saved on my salad. I saved 60 cents on my salad so that I could get the good eggs. So I'm just going to, I know some people don't like to drop the eggs directly in because in case a shell should, you know, randomly fall into there, but you know what? We're gonna do it. Again, baking with Terry is baking on the edge. You know, we just kind of willy-nilly go do things here. So there's 2, here's 3, 4, 5, and 6. These eggs are supposed to be blue and brown eggs, but every single one of them is blue with a really deep amber yolk, which, again, if you know, you know. So the eggs are done. Let's see what other wet ingredients we have here. 3/4 a cup of vegetable oil. You get this measuring cup out. Probably should have done that ahead of time, but it is what it is. Okay, vegetable oil we are gonna do 3/4 a cup of that. So, we're gonna do that twice because remember, we're doubling the recipe. So, It's gonna seem like a lot of oil, but once we get the dry ingredients in, it's gonna balance out. And again, it's gonna be super moist because the amount of zucchini that we added to this, it's gonna taste great. It's not gonna just taste great, it's gonna taste fabulous, trust me. This is a new recipe, but most of the zucchini bread recipes are almost identical. There's like not really a big difference in most of them. So a lot of the times I'll just throw up Google on my Google machine and then I will say, this is what I want to make. And I look at whatever recipe has the most ratings and that's the one that I choose. I will also put the link to the recipe that I'm following in the description down below. So in case you want to make it at home, you can follow along with the recipe and not follow along with me because you know I'm all over the place. So let us move on. And 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. So that is going to be 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for good measure. Because I'm using a teaspoon instead of a tablespoon, so you know, we can throw a little extra in there. It's okay. I'm telling you guys, you know, if you cook with me, you're gonna see I measure with my heart. I don't measure with actual utensils, or I don't follow the directions to the T. I just use them as a suggestion, basically. And then I just kind of go from there. Okay, so now we are going to add some of the dry ingredients, because that's all of the wet ingredients, that's it. So now we're gonna add some cinnamon. So we're gonna add 2 of these things of cinnamon. Oh wait, we have to double this, so let's make sure that we add more. And I did add double the vanilla, just in case you were wondering. That's why there was a shit ton of vanilla that went in there. So now we have our vanilla, we have our cinnamon, we need salt, so we're only gonna do a teaspoon of salt. So we're gonna do 1, 2 of these because this is 1 teaspoon. So we did double that, perfect. 2 teaspoons of baking soda. So let's add some baking soda. You probably didn't see me add the salt. I just recognized that the camera is not facing the bowl that I'm adding all of this to, which, duh, that's not helpful. So let's change that. Okay, now you can see, there. So we're gonna add 2 things of baking soda. And as you can see, it's starting to look a little crazy because I'm not adding wet to dry, I'm doing it backwards. So when you make this, don't follow me, follow the recipe that says to make it the right way. And the next thing we are gonna add is some sugar. So let's add 3 cups of granulated sugar. So this, I don't have a 1 cup measuring thing because it's dirty, so this is 3/4 a cup. So we are gonna add 3 of these and plus a half. 1, whoa, 2, 3, and a half. Yeah, this is a lot of sugar, I know. But again, remember, we're doubling the recipe. So this is gonna make a lot of zucchini bread. So the sugar is done. Now we are gonna add 4 cups of organic, unbleached, all-purpose flour. I keep mine in this gallon. I keep it in this gallon jar that I got off of Amazon. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so now that this looks like a crazy mountain of madness, we are going to get to mixing. That's really the most important part of this, is just making sure all of the ingredients are incorporated. Should I have potentially mixed the wet ingredients all together and then incorporated the dry ingredients? Sure, but you know what? I always do things in a weird way, and somehow, some way, everything always ends up working out. So I feel like that's what's gonna happen with this recipe as well. As long as it all gets incorporated, we are good. And you are going to see me struggling to mix this. And we might add some more flour. I guess we will see, because this is looking kind of wet, but I know that it is kind of a wetter batter, kind of like when we made the pumpkin spice muffins together. It was a wetter batter, and I feel like that helps make it more moist and fluffy. So I think we're just gonna roll with the wetter batter again with this. You see how that all came together? Like, at first it looks like a struggle bus, but then once it's all mixed together, you're good. So I'm gonna keep mixing this for maybe another minute just to make sure everything is all incorporated, especially the egg yolks. We wanna make sure everything is mixed together. And then I am going to grease my 2 pans. I'm just gonna spray it with like a Pam, and then I'm going to add all of this batter. Give that a good coat, and then we are gonna add our batter. Oh wait, you guys, we should add walnuts to this, huh? I spent $5.99 on the stupid almonds, and I was at King Soopers, and I was like, $5.99 for some walnuts? I was like, that's expensive. And this girl was like, girl, everything is expensive nowadays. And I'm like, you damn right. Shit, man, inflation has changed the game. $6 for some nuts? We're adding my expensive nuts. Hold on, let's grab them. Expensive ass walnuts. Let's add these. Let's go ahead and use our 3/4 cup measuring guy, and we will add 2 cups of that. 2 of the 3/4 cup. I don't know what the recipe says, but that's what I'm gonna add. Have a little bit left over. Okay, so let's mix those walnuts in, and then let's get this batter in the bowls. You guys, please pray for me that I don't get this everywhere. Okay, we gotta have room to rise, so I'm not gonna fill that to the top. I think we're gonna need a third, we are gonna need a third loaf pan. So let me not get this all over the place, and let me get my third loaf pan. This one's a basic boring bitch. This one is not pretty. It's just a regular old plain one. And let's make sure that we spray this guy. And then hopefully this will be enough. Otherwise we're gonna have to start making muffins because I don't have any more loaf pans. But I think this will do it. Yeah, this, add a little more here, and a little more here. And a little more here. Okay. Between the 3, our doubled recipe is done. All the batter is gone. Our oven, I did set the oven at 375 before I started shredding the zucchini. Here are the 3 loaves we are going to stick in the oven. We'll put the big one in the middle. Okay, now we wait for 1 hour. Hopefully it won't take longer than an hour because I have people who are waiting to eat this. Guys, I'm so lucky that I have neighbors that want to eat my food that I make, because obviously I make more than enough and I don't like to have the same leftovers for like a long period of time. I'm not really a meal prepper. And even if I could freeze some of these things, I'm just not somebody who will make something, freeze it, thaw it, and then reheat it. I don't know why. I've never been really good at that. In my 20s, I used to be a meal prepper and I used to actually prep, but that was because I had a very stressful 9-to-5 job. I was busy doing a lot of other extracurricular things and there wasn't really a lot of time. Now I have a little bit more time. I have the luxury of having time, I should say. So I'm very blessed in that fashion. So I usually just make my meals fresh, and that's the best way for me. That's the way that I have the least amount of food waste, I guess you could say. Friends, it came out so good. And as you can see, it's all gone. So I've already gifted 2 of the loaves and I'm gifting another half of the loaf. I'm only keeping half. That's the beautiful thing about being friends with your neighbors, is you can share all the good foods that you make. So I wish that you guys were all my neighbors so that I could share this food with you, because low-key I can't eat it all. So I'm so happy and thankful that I get to share this food with others. That's gonna do it for today's video. I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, I'll see ya. Bye.